All right, I'm gonna go through the old yearbooks. I'm gonna start with 19. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with 1990. So, all right, one more video for today. I'll be taking a shower, then I'll get back to bed. The last time I woke up since like 6 o'clock in the morning, for school. Okay, so Mondays to Fridays, I can only upload school videos. Whenever I feel like it. Maybe when I get home or something, I might do a video called, I'll be doing more journalism for Mondays to Fridays. That's what I'm doing right now, but sometimes I'll do it like Saturdays or so. Okay, so let's get started with the journalism. Bulldog Pride, Stride by Stride. Movie, Look Who's Talking, Dead Poets Society, Born on the 4th of July, Oscars, Best Actress, Jessica Tandy, Daniel Day-Lewis, Driving Miss Daisy, the best picture. TV shows, Doogie Howser, MD. 2. America's Funniest Home Videos. 3. Rosie N, which is by the group called Tom Petty, Billy Joel, Bon Jovi, Song, We Didn't Start the Fire, Billy Joel, Free Falling, Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream, Tom Petty, Connect, Rolling Stones, Billy Joe, and Tom Petty. The Favorites Hot for 1989 and 1990. The Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, sorry. Beaches, Chances Are, Steve Martin stars in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Table of Contents, Barbara Herze and Betty Midler star in Beaches. This is what high school is like, basically. You can see all the students walking around the hallways. It was so crowded. Bulldogs straight into a new decade. As 1989 dissolved in 1990, numerous events occurred at North that allowed athletic teams, students, and faculty to strive a new decade. The football team, under the guidance of first-year coach Steve Gobber, captured its first ever sectional by defeating Martinsville Perimeridians and Terre Haute North. I could do one of them for my central or maybe this year or something. Not really sure. After struggling with the close early losses, the Dogs finished the season strong even though they lost in original Castle. The boys' tennis team served its way for a terrific season and capped off the year by advancing to their first ever Final Four appearance, but ended third at the state meet. The soccer team proved it was the number one by receiving the first place state ranking and finished the season with the 14-23 record. Mainly academics and music teams were provided numerous of trophies and awards for the trophy cases. And the drama department performed outstanding plays and musicals throughout the year. 4 teachers and 2 administrators retired at the end of the school year. The retiring teachers were Mr. Chuck Richardson, Science, Mr. Bruno Milakovic, Chairman of the Health, PE, and Driver's Education Department, Mr. Keith Mitchell, Math, and Mr. Ben Baker, and Mr. Arthur Taylor, the assistant principal, and Mr. Leroy Nelson, principal, also retired. Homecoming. If he spotted a student wearing a sheet or his pajamas during the week of homecoming, Chances that you were not surprised. About 1899, what the frick am I saying? 1989 to 19 or 90. 1989 to 90, sorry. The Hard Rock Homecoming week was kicked off by the King and Queen candidates participating in dress up days. These begin with Toga Day, with the opposite sex to the Hilt, Pajama Day, and finally Baby Day. Wednesday, September 27th, was the day that Powder Puff football game, the senior freshman girls against the junior sophomore girls, proved to be a perfect match that resulted in a tough game and a tie of score 12-12. Some of the most spirited guys dressed up as the cheerleaders for the game to help up support the teams. You can see that homecoming right there. Above left, Nyaka Woodgens is busy inflating balloons for the night's activities. Above, John Gant and Brian Bennett discuss the tragedy will lead to a sure victory. Left, students dance the night away at the homecoming dance held in the gym too. Holidays. This year's successful Can Drive was sponsored by the Student Assembly. The Assembly obtained the names of 75 families in the Columbus area for the County Welfare Office. The students and the faculties brought in over 6,000 cans and exceeding the goal in 5,900 in providing a better Christmas for the families. Over 2,000 cans were collected on the last day of the drive. The assembly spent all the day, December 20th, sorting the cans into boxes and delivering them to the needy families. The students worked in teams of 3 to a car, each of a team delivered in two homes. Above, the seniors' Christmas tree is surrounded by cans early during the can drive, which it still has in my school. I don't usually do that stuff, so I gotta be honest with you. In your words, Christmas is a time to celebrate the birth of Christ. Stephanie Ray. To me, Christmas means spending time with my family and to be grateful for the things you have. Brian Stalbin. Or Stalblin. My favorite thing I got for Christmas was that my great grandmother came to visit. I don't get to see her very often, but when I do, we get a chance to talk, and I always learn something new. Kirsten Schultz. My favorite thing was that I received Christmas. It was my sweetheart ring that my boyfriend gave to me, Melody Tyree. My favorite Christmas tradition is the way we open our presents. My parents hide the presents and they give us clues where the presents are hidden. It is a lot of fun. Flanactkins. This year for a new year, we went to Canada and celebrated with some of the friends up there. Ally Dick. For above left, faculty member John Hudick Keck plays Santa Claus for a day at North. For above right, the German class displays its talents for the gingerbread houses. Left, Jeff Barks opened gifts that he received during exchange in Mr. Dale's Stelting's ceramics class. People are doing academics, really. This is what it's all about. Definitely. Clubs offer chances at foreign culture. The foreign language department offered much more than learning how to speak or write a new language. Along with learning a language was the development of a new culture. Students experienced new foods and learned for new lifestyles. They also participated in clubs related to the foreign language. President of the French club was Tiffany Taylor. Club members celebrated the holiday season with caroling, a gift exchange, and a Christmas party. Other activities included the progressive dinner party. In the selling of carnations, the German club was preceded. Pretty okay at this point. High school at 1990s was pretty okay. English. At a mere sound of the word, one cringes at seven letters that mean hours of studying literature and poetry strike fear in the soul of the average American teenager. But at North, students are taught in a way that makes the subject fun for transcript or transcendentals or transcendent. What the hell am I saying? From the transcendentals. What am I saying? From the transcendentalists, transcendentalists to the Puritans, the 20th century poets and students are introduced to material in interesting, creative ways. Writers such as Twain, Shakespeare, and Fourier seem vibrant and alive today for the study of classical works. Sorry about my stuttering. North English teachers and their students work to make this required class not just bearable but enjoyable. Some people were nerds at 1990s. Journalism, that's what I'm doing right now. This is why I'm studying publications. Many students wonder that it would be like as a journalist who wanders around the globe and searching for interesting stories to report and interviewing world leaders about current events. Students who enroll in one of the journalism classes offered at North receive opportunities to see what a journalist really does in journalism classes taught by Mr. Keith Wellman. The students who write stories and interview people and learn that goes into producing a newspaper and a yearbook. Students taking a photography class learn photography techniques for taking their own black and white pictures to develop being their film and making prints. Both Mr. Wellman and Mr. Dale Patterson taught photography classes because of the higher enrollment in the course. I'll give you some time to look at the pictures or so. Triangle in the log. The publications department is one of the state's finest based upon awards won in various competitions. The school year advisor, Keith Willman's 21st year, making him a seniority leading advisor for a newspaper and in his school history. The newspaper staff published 13 papers on a variety of topics. Scott Cantrell was editor-in-chief for a semester, and John Enan took over his second semester. The log staff was blessed with something that it had never before. Amanda Alderson was enrolled in the class and became the book's artist this year. Choirs maintain active performance schedule. This year choirs sang a variety of songs, ranging the contemporary to the classical to pop. The Columbus North Choral Music Department consisted of 3 different choirs. The freshman choir consisted of both boys and girls. 10th, 11th, and 12th grade girls made up in melodies or something like that. And the concert choir included both boys and girls for 10th, 11th, and 12th grades. Pardon me. Some of the choirs participated in contests at Madison and Indianapolis, and it can also be about short choir about in Madison, Arts Festival. A judge of Batesville traveled in Columbus gives special instructions to concert choir to help prepare them for their contest numbers. All of them are just reading notes. How was music class like in 1990s? It was pretty calm, possibly. Music men and Debs. This is what it looks like when you're playing like an actress or something like that. This is what they're playing like many instruments that they are really interested in. But it takes a lot of practice about learning how to do a saxophone. I'm not really that good at it. Big Blue Band. No one ever said that being a band was an easy thing. In fact, it takes a lot of work to be the number one. And that is just what the Columbus North Band is, number one. That is what it's all about. I took a piano class and I did pretty good, which is also called an orchestra. And I gotta be honest with you, is that I tried doing it the violin, but I kind of suck. But it's a good try to do it, I guess. But it's a good way to start your day. It puts a little music to it, even though it sounds horrible, but you can still do the right thing. Arts. Columbus North Arts Department once again proved to be the one of the best. The awards won in contests and competitions are there to verify it. North's art department was made up to faculty members Dennis Kuhn or Dale Patterson and Dale Stelting, and a student teacher Evie Ann Egloff. Artists competed in the original scholastic arts contest. There were negative 120 schools from 45 Indiana counties entered into the contest. From the 4,000 entries in the contest, only 130 works were chosen as a Gold Key finalist, North continued to be one of the premier school participating in the contest. Principles of design, rhythm and movement, balance and proportion, variety and epithets, and unity. What is this all about? The home economics department focused on teaching students valuable skills that will be useful throughout life. Um, this child development class aimed to learning to deal with family and budgeting problems. Just so you know that my family took child development and it was really easy for them. Um, yeah, child development for me, for example, I'm in Mrs. Huber's class, Mrs. Huber for second period A. Um, I am always with my buddy Scott Pinkerton, and he's actually pretty cool. So with the headphones like that, and Scott was telling me that did you do that? Did you film in Mr. Burton's class again? Um, and Scotty was like, that wasn't my phone. I filmed in class by Mr. Burton's, and Mr. Burton actually, I got caught. I got caught by Mr. Burton. Maybe it's because I didn't put my camera all the way so that Mr. Burton couldn't actually see it. In Mr. Burton in my in I don't know if that happens to your school, but like in science class, you have to ask your teacher if you want to plug your phone in. Like I don't know what will happen to it. It's okay if you don't know this, but I mean, honestly, I mean, it's not gonna do anything. Like if you plug in without permission, it's not gonna do anything. Just just check with them first. Honestly, you should obviously know this by your age, but like, or the class rules that your teacher probably taught you this. The department also continued to conduct various cooperative programs which help develop skills in the fields of building trades and automotive mechanics, child care, food services, health occupations, or business education, electronics, woodworking, and marketing, etc. Vocational industrial arts. This is what people are fixing something. What do you think they're fixing? LRC strides with pride and success. Let's talk about Mrs. Lewis, who specializes in English, math, social studies, and said that she likes to take a back to the basics approach. This is Versatility and was based on what is needed in everyday life. LRC helps me more than other classes do, commented Cole LM. Business ed prepares students. Preparing students for their stride to pass the graduation ceremony and into the job market was the business education department's goal. The business education department offered a variety of classes to students which allowed them to increase their chances of job placement. Students took Introduction to Business, Keyboarding, and Computer Applications classes to learn to use office machines, and also were presented principles of selling, displaying, and advertising for retail stores, a marketing management class. This is what business is all about. So yeah. Distributed education. This is what it looks like. Students participate in and out of class. The goal of the Columbus North Math Department is to teach students the kind of skills that enable them to meet the challenges of the modern world. The teachers are willing to stay after school and come in early to help students. It's rewarding when those students show motivation motivation in learning for us and other students, it said the math teacher, Mr. James Winslow. This is what math is all about, honestly. North places second in state science tests. The science department was highlighted in Cercilium area by the team teaching development of new chemical and physics technology courses. These courses were developed in cooperation with Vocational Education Department and in the Indiana Department of Education and under a grant approved by the state legislature. This provided a more technical oriented approach to the sciences for today's job market. So this is what science was all about in the 1990s. This is what they're doing like a project or something. Social Studies study East in Europe. This year, the Social Studies Department continued the most of the programs that were in fact in the past, and some of them were in the future that might happen, and added several new programs. There was continued emphasis on one geographic area per 9 weeks in all subjects. This year, the most emphasis was one of the USSR in Eastern Europe. Participation in contests and studies or studies forums was increased during this year. Some of the things participated in were the American Legend Citizenship Test. The American Legend Citizenship. They were doing activities about it. This is Mr. Richard Fleck. Social Sciences. I did not know this could be it for social studies. The HPEDE classes again in high demand. The HPEDE department included health, physical education, and driver's education classes of physical education, which is required for most students. Had 7 girl classes and 9 boys classes. Students were expected to participate in sports offered. The first semester was focused on team sports and working together with others. The second semester was centered around individual sports such as golf, tennis, and archery. A ski trip to Ski World was also planned, but due to little snow and warm temperatures, it was canceled. So that's why it was like that. It can be about health or PE, driver's education, can be all those stuff. Or it can be sometimes used to be about track, or unified track that used to be all around. Library keeps pace with computer age. Keeping up with the computer age has been the goal of Columbus North Library. The library has chased a new system in encyclopedias. 20 volumes of information are compiled at a single computer disk. Newspaper articles and magazines are also compiled on computer disks. The purpose of the disks is to store large amounts of information in small spaces. So this is what they're doing. Library is a quiet place. Okay. Some people are pretty good. Class officers, who's someone who is dedicated to his work or her work, chosen by his peers, and is a good leader. Why is he a class officer? This year's freshman class officers were David Stevens, president, Chuck Stevens, vice president, and Stacy Anderson, secretary, and Kirsten Sadler, the treasurer. So you can see those pictures if you feel like stopping. Chaos. With the Spirit Queen of North presiding over Chaos, the school's spirit club, many athletic and academic teams received support throughout the year. Senior Lisa Garbe made her presence known with her specially designed flag with megaphone. Chaos encouraged students to ride a fan buses to the Hoosier Dome football game against Seymour when North played Castle in regional round of football tournament in the club. It was also sponsored a bus to make it a 4-hour drive to nearby Evansville community. During the ride, senior Kirsten Young, vice president in Garvey, along with club sponsor Mrs. Nancy Lewis, taught the school song and die-hard fans. Okay, you can actually read if you can actually listen and can actually read one of those. I get it. It's a long time, but I'm gonna keep on scrolling down. Fellowship of Christian Athletes, pretty awesome. National Honor Society, DOVE. Spring Musical. The first day of most grueling, difficult, and exciting practice of my drama career started in February 26, 1990, for that day until opening night. April 27th, 1990, I experienced enough hardships and good times to last me a lifetime, says senior thespian Eric Bannister. To me, there is not enough better high than being on stage, but I love the feeling of someone laughing and crying. I have never enjoyed it anything more in my life. Acting is the most common commitment that, when made, is your life. The statement seems to sum up the feelings of all the cast members for this year's musical. How to succeed in business without even trying. This could be this year's yearbook, if it wants to be. The commons turn into the mystic. Seniors began life away from North. With spring comes the close of school, and with this comes to say farewell the graduating seniors on May 26, 1990. At 2 p.m., graduation ceremonies were held in first 367 seniors. Time flies, seniors. I'm kind of scared to be a senior too, but who knows? Was this something that I seen familiar? Alright, I'm gonna do attendance. Alright. Richie Adrian, Bradley Albert, Amanda Alderson, Stacia Ullman, Cameron Alsop, Catherine Artizone, Terry Armstrong, Cameron Arnholt, Carrie Atkinson, Jerry Back, Kyla Bailey, and Elaine Baker. Alright, I'm gonna stop doing that. Okay? I'm gonna scroll all the way down. None of my families has. I don't think one of my family. I'm not sure what. I don't think I had my family um, graduate for North back then. I don't think. Yeah, North was a big place. You know how North was? You know how North was? North was pretty basic, in my opinion. Sports. Most people all the way like sports. Rivera, Eckerly are no one positions. Bulldogs gain number one ranking. Women golfers swing to success. Men's golf maintains state no one rank. Bulldogs take initial sectional victories, which they're playing football. Volleyball teams look for to next year. Gotta be honest with you, that I tried volleyball before and it was pretty good. It's my third favorite sport. I was involved in volleyball too. I didn't really mind playing it too. I actually learned it for seventh grade. I actually learned volleyball for like 5 years old. Started to play volleyball. I was actually pretty interested to it. Men's tennis places third in state. Semi-state jinx still haunts netters. Or netters, sorry. Lady Frogs claim 7 sectional go to state. Girls swimming team. 400 free relay sets new state time. This is what swimming looks like. That swimming looks very old, isn't it? That's why I'm going for 1990s. North kind of looks the same as that gym right there. Kind of looks the same. Men's basketball team overachieves. Basketball is my favorite second sport. My second favorite sport is basketball. I was really good at it. North grapplers pin all competition. They were wrestling, boy wrestling teams, and there was the men's basketball. Gymnasts gain valuable experience. They were gymnasts. For some girls, men claim sixth sectional title. Women clinch SCC championship. We're almost here, guys. I'm sorry. No, not sorry, but we're almost here, guys. I promise. Bulldogs advance past regionals. Cheerleaders reach new heights. Co-coaches Mrs. Denise Briner and Mrs. Nancy Lewis started off the season with big ideas with high hopes for the future. This was the first year either of them had coached cheerleading, and they weren't sure how the idea of co-coaches would sit with the squad. Not to mention camps and competitions. Therefore, they decided to make this year a transition year. At the beginning of the year, or cheerleading season, which starts in July and ends in February, the squad broke into three levels: varsity and junior varsity, and freshmen, to the captains and co-captain. During football season, the majority of the squad went to an IU cheerleading clinic. Therefore, they learned to improve safety and amounts of cheers. Hepsteppers display variety in shells or Shouzers. More variety shows. Go cheerleaders. Students and out of school what am I saying? Students and out of school sports. Many students do sports outside of school, like park and rec, sponsor spring soccer, bowling. I don't think bowling was involved in this school. Yeah, bowling was Yeah, bullying adds from P individual, but actually adds through that. Underclass becomes less fearful of seniors. Are you sure it will be okay? Walk through senior hall? Sure it will. What can possibly happen? This was a conversation between underclassmen at the beginning of the school year. Hey, let's in the senior circle. They didn't do anything to us. We when we walked through their hall. This was an underclassman becoming more daring as the year progressed. Justine Abel, Jason Acton, Ben Adams, Gail Adams, Tricia Adams, Megan Atkins, Shannon Atkins, Candace Airy, Shannon Airy, Andy Albert, Greg Albert, Mike Albertson, Jennifer Alexander, Stephanie Alice, Bobby Allen, David Allen, Jilly Allen, or Dave Alway. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Okay, so Shannon Streevel. This is not. This wasn't one of my families. Shannon Streevel. Um, yeah, Shannon. Was a junior back in the day. Shannon was my other family. Um, was my mom's aunt. You could say. My family's last name is Streevel. So or or Dylan and I was worried that my last name is going to be changed to Streevel. I mean, like, um, but I'm okay with that. But I got Simpson, so that's good. Faculty and leaders. North loses 6 veterans who take retirements. Most teachers, most teachers retire from the 1990s. BCSC administration changes style. We're almost done, guys. This is Susan Scott. This is her. This is totally her when she was young. Okay, so Helen Ahlmiller, Helen Ahlmiller, or how is that how you say it? Ahlmiller, Ahlmiller English. So Libby Arthur, the social science, Larry Askins, mathematics, Ben Baker, industrial education, Linda Ballantyne, business, Marlon Blue, mathematics, Sherry Bono, Reading Lab, aide, Debbie Bowling, Debbie Bowling, custodian, Ray Bradbury, counselor. This is Denise Briner when she was young. Morris Brewer, sorry. Joe Cable. Most people have Joe Cable for English. Robert Kane. Is that really him? I'm not even gonna bother saying, honestly. I don't think I recognize those teachers. Is there a mix? Is there a Mrs. Dixon? I don't think she was here. Oh, she's in a different school, I think. Dang. Okay. Nancy Lewis. Oh, there she is, Nancy Lewis. Do you guys know Nancy Lewis? Nancy Lewis has been pretty old now. Linda Murphy. Not familiar with her, but okay. This is Deborah Riga. Okay, so this is a story. I had a Miss Riga on seventh period of freshman when I was a freshman. This is her right there. She looks so young. She probably loves physical education. That's what she likes. She probably retired like the end of my freshman year. I do miss her very much. I don't know what she's doing now. She's probably enjoying herself. Okay, so this is the Mrs. Riga. Miss her so much. God bless you, Miss Riga. Susan Scott, the Dean of Women. You always like women. Susan Scott, you always love women. Because you're the woman. Okay? You always love women, Mrs. Scott. Miss Scott, I love you. Sure. Okay, so Rick Weinhelmer. Where is he at? Where is he? Is that him? Oh, dang, my bad. This is him right here. Rick Weinhelmer was a part of English for many years now. Not pictured by Sue Elliott, which is I told you about. Um, Ella Snyder reminds me of Ellie Snyder, but it's Ella Snyder. Jeff Metz. I should have known that. Advertising. This is for people that live in my state. I'm actually gonna McDonald's, which people mostly work at. Congratulations, seniors, for 1990. I am not exposing any information. I'm just gonna scroll down. Public Service of Indiana. Heating, cooling, and lighting. Treat yourself to full service baking. Sorry if I'm scrolling it all the way down because I don't want to be involved into phone number leaking. You can probably see Dairy Queen, Burger King. Congratulations graduates. Peter H. Leonard DDS, orthodontist for children and adults. I went to the orthodontist in 2009. It was pretty good. Friends of CNHS Journalism. Advertising Index. Student Index. Wait, what are those numbers for? Like 100 something. I don't know what they're called. What are those 100 numbers for? Not sure yet. I have to keep on scrolling. I don't know what these are for. Can't remember what these are for. Can't even remember now. Basically, this is the 1989. This is the 89 and 90s CNH Awards or CNHS Awards. Well, we thank you, and thank you. For the advertisers, the CNHS scholarships, this people are very crazy about. Acknowledgements. Environment. On October 17, 18 or 88 or 89, an earthquake in San Francisco that registered 7.1 on the Richter scale killed 67 people and did over $10 billion of damage, which was pretty sad. This is the nation, this is the world. Alright, this is the end. I'll be reading the rest of them, okay? Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.